Hi, this is Stephen Frew. We're doing some podcasts around the scaffolding of marriage. We're having a lot of fun. This is a big project, not a little one, and we want to invite your co creation. Those of you who are listening to this are listening to it for a reason. You're interested in reimagining your own relationships. That's what we're interested in. We're not interested in trying to compete with somebody else's strategy of counseling or something like that. That's their genius and that's good, and we're glad for it. We're interested in reimagining what we think of marriage and what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. Okay? So I want that nice and clear. Do you know there's an over 50% divorce rate, and there's a even greater amount, I'm sad to say, of relationship senility I see when I talk to mature couples, 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't see a lot of new ideas. I don't see a lot of new energy. I don't see a lot of positive conflict. I see complaining. I see repetition. I see arguments that are absolutely meaningless, stupid arguments, numbing down. I see all kinds of things, a lot of TV watching, a lot of watching the news, a lot of addiction behavior. There's a lot of things you can say that point to senility in relationships. I'm not talking the medical senility, I'm talking numbing. I'm talking, and we've all done it, I've done it. I'm talking when I'm stupid emotionally, when I don't speak up for myself, when I don't love, when I have the feeling and urge to love my partner, but I don't. When I dumb myself down relationally, I'm talking about that. And I want to get that out in the open through positive conflict where I can get rid of it and live in the present and relate in the present, claiming love's energy. Okay? That's what this is about. If you were able to take in, if you were to take in many conversations of people who decided to divorce, you would not often hear, I'm doing this for them. I heard a sales teacher one time say, most people listen to the same radio station. What's that? WIIFM. That station is What's in It for Me, meaning that divorce is about that selfish, self centeredness, self indulgence. I can see 20/20 vision, what's wrong with my partner. I can't see the speck in my own eye. I can't see and I don't work with what blocks my loving and what I need to do to deal with my wounds and my background so that I can live in the present and love. The list of faults is pretty common. He says, it just doesn't work for me anymore. That's common too. And she says, it's even better for the children. We fight all the time. They'll be better off now. What is much harder to find when divorce appears inevitable is this: we lost track of love's origin. Hard to get people into that space. It's not about him and it's not about, it could be. I mean, we're all faulted, of course. He has his faults, she has her faults, they've done bad things. I get that. But it's hard to hear somebody say, it's 100% mine. And the other person say, yeah, it's 100% mine. And what do we want to do about that? We have no more energy or desire for discovery as it affects our emotional availability, our personal commitment, or our spiritual depth. We have, by the way, 4 declarations we're going to teach you about in the scaffolding that have to do with kind of hallmarks of when you're actually taking responsibility for your loving. And they're very, very powerful, and I'm anxious to share them with you. One way to get your hands around this is the orphan self has overtaken those people talking like that. The orphan drives their bus. Psychological and spiritual senility looks like that. We use senility not in the medical sense, though as a whole lot could be said about that. We use senility, the term, to describe choice, or better, a pattern of choices, which numb the energies around individuation and repress love's possibilities. We don't mean it sarcastically, we do mean it confrontively. So when I talk about senility, I'm not calling you names, I'm saying that to myself too. When I have a hard conversation coming up with my wife, I can choose the senility path. This just simplifies it for me. I can use the senility path and avoid it, or I can do something different. I can suck it up, say, honey, I got something I need to talk to you about. Okay? So, Divorce, senility, and choice, WIIFM. Within every relationship, the opportunity for positive conflict exists. Positive conflict invites the individuating individuals to creatively confront change. The opportunities for positive conflict are many, and embracing them artfully with love's awareness and a commitment to listening creates new pathways, learning pathways, and in that, senility doesn't have a chance. We use a simple reminder which came from railroad crossing years ago, a generation ago, that said, stop, look, and listen before you drive over these tracks. We use that simple reminder as a trick, as a technique with couples, that when something's going on and you can feel your frustration, you can feel yourself slowing down or maybe denying or going the pathway of senility, stop, exclamation point. Look, exclamation point. Listen, exclamation point. If you don't know how to stop, you'll need some help with a coach. If you don't know how to look, you're going to need some help. If you don't know how to listen, you obviously need some help. But those are game changers in the transformative phase of your life and in the scaffolding of longevity. Stephen Fruit, thanks for listening.